people of color. Don't cry, no, don't cry, found out we're one with our lineage and one with each other. Bye bye the Negro, bye the color, bye 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 the African American, minorities and people of color. Don't cry, no, don't cry, found out we're one with our lineage and one with each other. Black represents the lineage, black represents experience, black power, black Panthers, black Wall Street, black man, black woman, black family, black banks, black millionaires, black history. Black represents the lineage, black represents experience, black power, black Panthers, black Wall Street, black man, black woman, black family, black banks, black millionaires, black history. Bye bye the Negro, bye the color, bye 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 the African American, minorities and people of color. Don't cry, no, don't cry, found out we're one with our lineage and one with each other. Bye bye the Negro, bye the color, bye 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 the African American, minorities and people of color. Don't cry, no, don't cry, found out we're one with our lineage and one with each other. Be Aries and it's be Aries and it's body Negro, body color, bye bye body African American, minorities and people of color. Don't cry now, don't cry, foul now. That we're one with our lineage and one with each other. Black represents a lineage.
We gotta do the latest new song, family. Latest new song. This is the latest. This is called. It's all about the lineage, baby. This is the new banger.
It's all about the lineage, baby. 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 Yeah. Now what y'all wanna be? FBA, ADOS, free men indigenous. We got shot callers, we got activists, we got politicians, we got lawyers for ya. But don't knock us for being great. The lineage, and now we're singing, hey. It's all about the lineage, baby. Yeah, baby. It's all about the lineage, baby. It's all about the lineage, baby. Oh Lord, it's all about the lineage, baby. Can't nobody take our pride. Can't nobody hold us down, no. We gotta keep on moving. They keep on moving the goalposts. Oh no, no. Broken alliance everywhere. Broken arrows in every spirit. Let's be very clear. We ain't letting up. We ain't getting up. It's our throne, we built it. It's our home. Take your shoes off. It's all about the lineage, baby. 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 Now what y'all wanna be? FBA, ADOS, free men indigenous. We got shot politicians, we got lawyers for you. But don't knock us for being great. Delete it. Now we're seeing hate, yeah. Can't nobody take a pride. Can't nobody hold us down, no. You gotta keep on moving. And keep on moving the goalposts. Oh no.
Convenient. We ain't doing that. Foundational Black Americans. That's what we're focusing on right now. See, everybody else to the damn back. Foundational Black Americans, that's what we're prioritizing now. Yeah? And that's the new norm. Y'all raise y'all hands if you want to get in here. We got a lot of folks in here. Let's get them hearts up, man. Let's get to 500,000 hearts. Raise them hands, family. Everybody raise them hands. Let me see who wants to get up in here. All right. You say you're not African, you're FBA, real talk. Let's raise the hands. Let me get y'all in here. Let's get, what's your name? Sherm? Let's get Mr. Sherm in here. All right, raise your hands. All right. Mr. Sherm or Mrs. Sherm.
Yeah, what's up?
How you doing, brother?
All right, how you doing, Tyreek?
I'm good, man. What's on your mind?
First of all,
Before he babbles, Alexis Berry, thank you for the $5 donation. Cash App. Thank you.
I just want to give you your flowers real fast, man.
Yes, sir.
I've been pretty much, hip to you since you was beefing with Tommy Sotomayor.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I go back just that far.
Mm-hmm.
What's on my mind right now is trying to do things that's going to benefit us and us only.
Right.
And the one thing I applaud you for is the things that you doing that is going to benefit us, like the museum that you got.
Yes.
The movies, Hidden Colors from 1 all the way to maybe 3. Is there a Hidden Colors 3?
Yeah, there's Hidden Colors 5. There's 5
Oh
of
wow!
them. Yeah.
So it's been a few of them then.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, man, I really appreciate the positive things you're doing for our race and our race only.
Yes, sir. My man, I appreciate that, brother. Thank you so much, sir. Let's get what's your name? Wally?
Wallahi, brother.
Just a slight correction. When you say race, right, you can't say race. You see right there, it says race, Black or African American. We're not doing race. We're doing lineage. All right, small correction.
Well, yeah, Wallahi. How you doing, Wallahi?
I'm good. How are you, man?
I'm good. Where you from, Wallahi?
I'm from Brooklyn, but I live in the UK.
Okay. Cool. Now, your family Caribbean?
Yeah, Jamaican.
There you
Part
go.
of the Windrush generation.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, so shout out to the family. Here we go.
And more. So the real question, why are you lying, sir? And talking about a grift. Our lineage is not a grift, sir.
Why'd you turn my mic off?
Because you're not going to talk over me and just keep lying back to back like a tether.
Oh, so basically you don't want anybody.
No, what you're not going to do is I'm not going to give you a platform to lie. You're not going to do that.
You don't want to admit that you're lying, that anybody.
You're not going to lie, sir. And when you get called out, you just change into another lie. We don't do that here. Now,
Okay, so
why are you
anybody
lying?
can look up your copyright.
No, it's
Anybody?
not copy, sir. That's a lie. We have products trademarked, just like a lot of names are trademarked. See, this is by the way, family, this is Fed talk. Whenever people repeat the same debunked talking point, that's a Fed tactic. All right. African American is trademarked. You know that, sir. So why are you trying to give out misinformation? And why you say it was copyrighted?
African Americans not trademark. Where'd you get
Yes,
that
it
from?
is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. African American is trademark. We've proved that repeatedly. This is your third lie, sir.
Where did you get that fake flag from?
Your
60
mama? From your mom?
Oh, my mama.
Yep, your big fat wide back mama.
Hey, let's not go there, man. We talk
Let's
about
let's
your
go
business.
there. Let's go there.
Talk
Let's
about
go
your
there.
business.
Let's go there, sir. You look like a big fat sloppy bootleg James Earl Jones. Yes, let's talk about it.
Like a punk pimp.
And I'm pimping your big wide back grandmother. I'm pimping the wig off her musty ass, right? I'm pimping the wig off of her, and I'm pimping your big fat jolly ass, right?
Hey, you couldn't pimp shit.
I did
I'd
what?
beat your ass.
You did what?
I'd beat your ass, man. Get out of here.
Sir, you sound little, and you sound like you got little feet. You sound like a fat nigga with little feet. You weigh 200 pounds and wear a size 5 shoe. You sound like a little old
Little
bitch.
bitch.
You got bitch feet, man. You sound small. Your voice is all frail. You fat with a frail voice. You're not going to beat anything, sir.
Oh,
You
you
lie
know
like
what to do.
you're up here lying like a woman. All
Hey,
right. I'll step on your little bitch toes and make you fall.
cut my mic, you little bitch.
No. Don't sound tough, little old fat short Negro. All right. I'll push. Dude, you like a little roly-poly. Look at you. You're a little bitty old fat Negro. All right. You built like Countess Vaughn from the Parkers, nigga. You're
You
not
got
one of us a grape. All right. You're up here lying. You're jealous because this is jealousy talking, right?
bitch.
No. That would be you,
Hey,
a
little
little
bitch.
punk ass. Dude, you look like a stud with cancer. Look at you.
Damn,
Just
that
a,
was good.
you look like a sickly bitch. All right.
That was good.
Get your sickly,
Hey, where
get your
your feet?
sickly, get your,
Yeah, that was hilarious. Yeah, slight change, different on the time. Be going live around this time, late evening, and mornings are going to be super duper early. We're talking about possibly 7 a.m. Back to the 7 a.m. So the 9 and 10s may be on a weekend, but throughout the week, 7 a.m.s, if not earlier, and around this time, late evening.
get your sickly stud looking ass off here. All right. Don't call up here trying to sound tough. Oh, I didn't mean to give Countess Vaughn no strays, but Countess Vaughn is okay the way she's built. But for a man to be built like that, that's not a good look. That's not a good look. Let me tell you something. When folks come in with the same canned talking points, that's op talk. When they come in talking about a grift and you can't name what the grift is, then you lie. Well, it's copyrighted and you make money off the net. When they start talking about trademarks, they ain't got no argument. We've proven African American has multiple trademarks by itself, just the name alone. That's been proven. African American is trademarked. Don't let these people lie. Do not let these people lie, ladies and gentlemen. I wish I knew how to put pictures up here. Because I would put some pictures up here so we can show that these people are lying their asses off. How do you put pictures up here? I wish I knew how to do that. I'm looking around now. It's not working. But yeah, African American is trademark, and they know that. They don't really have an argument. This delineation movement is whooping them in the ass. The delineation is whooping them in the ass. This is why they keep using the same tired talking points and they just go from lie to lie to lie. Yeah, nobody cares about them same lying ass talking points. They don't have anything. They don't really have a legitimate counter for us recognizing our lineage, telling vague lies. Well, that's a grift. That's just a grift. That's pocket watching. This lie that I'm supposed to make money every time somebody use foundational Black American, that don't even make sense. You're just saying shit. All right? So stop all that. Ain't nobody buying that. This is the new normal. Delineation is what it is. You can be mad all day. Yeah, that's not going to stop the delineation. That's a grift. That's just a grift. All fat and asthmatic came. That's just a grift. It's copyrighted, so you can make a whole bunch of money. I hate an old pocket watching ass dude. I hate a pocket watching old nigga. I hate that. Let me get some more folks in here. All right. Let me get some more people in here. Y'all raise those hands. We got over 1,000 people in here. We're ready to do what we do. Yeah, like I said, man, that dark money is being spread. Yeah. Yeah, really, yeah, that strengthens our positions. They don't really have a counter argument. Saying the same debunked talking points, that's a script. That's a damn script. And anybody who say that African American is not trademarked, when you can clearly look it up, I wish I can post pictures in here. It's clearly trademarked. That they're reading from a script, family. Because again, this delineation movement is whooping ass because they want us to be on some Pan-African shit. I was getting into it the other day with this. Y'all remember Jill Stein? She was running for president with the Green Party, and her running mate was this old Negro. What's his name? Ajamu Baraka. He's one of these old Pan-Africanists. And, you know, I was real critical of some of the people that's around Mauna Leo, pointing out all of their anti-FBA vitriol. And again, that's some kind of political play from the Democrats. And a lot of these people who are claiming to be independent and all that, low-key, they work with the Democrats. A lot of these people who claim to be all this independent stuff, a lot of them are really, really clicked in with the Democrats, and some of them are clicked in with the Republicans. That's why they'll run as an independent, and then they'll hop on they'll become a part of some administration for the Republicans and the Democrats. So he tried to run interference with us, pointing out the woman Mauna Leo. A lot of the people around her, there's about 3 dudes around her, and we done caught them online calling foundational Black Americans Akatas and just saying all types of weird stuff. It was first her manager, then it was her label mate who's relatives with the manager. Then we found her photographer and her stylist was up here using the same language too. So everybody around this woman, they seem to have a problem with our lineage, and we're pointing that out. And when we point that out and folks start getting mad, we got to look at that. Why are you getting mad at us instead of these people? Notice whenever people are denigrating foundational Black Americans, which they've been doing for the longest, nobody says anything. When we are being denigrated, when we're being called lazy Akatas and lazy Yanks and Jareers and Abids, we're called all of these derogatory names by all of these groups. They talk greasy about us. Nobody says nothing. Nobody says, hey, you shouldn't do that. Nobody says nothing. When we start clapping back on their asses, all of a sudden, hey, come on now, we all got to get together now. If the police pull me over, they ain't gonna ask if you Jamaican or you FBA. We all got no. Don't start all that shit. Don't do all of that cop and please when we start clapping back. No, we stopping that. That's going to stop. Let's be very, very clear. There's been this thing that we, as foundational Black Americans, we just supposed to sit around and take abuse from people. And we ain't supposed to say nothing. We're supposed to take the high road. People actually say that, when they say stuff, even if they say bad things. Now, Black American, we supposed to be better than that. Now they go low, we go high. Hell no, damn that, damn that. So a lot of these people have an issue with me because I don't play that shit. I don't let nobody talk about our lineage. I don't play that at all. Ain't nobody gonna sit up and just denigrate our damn lineage. You better not say shit about no foundational Black American around me at all. That's why I get in on the Myron Gaines and them type of people. That's why I whooped on them verbally in that space a couple of years ago. They were in a space, it was a whole bunch of them denigrating us, and I went in there slicing and dicing all of them, and the shit went viral. I got zero tolerance for that. I have zero tolerance for that. And shame on anybody else who let it happen. You don't let nobody sit up and denigrate us, denigrate our lineage, denigrate our ancestors, denigrate any of us, especially if you're a foreigner. And these people come over from third world countries wagging their finger to us about what we need to do. No. You're not at liberty to say nothing. Just like the other day, the Somalian guy called in here. He's a Somalian refugee telling us we need to get our stuff together over here. I'd be damned if I get advice from a Somalian refugee. You're not at liberty to give us no damn advice. You don't do that. We're not trying to hear that, and I'll be damned if I sit up and let folks sit up here and call us all types of akadas for years on end, and I'm supposed to have some kind of camaraderie with that? No. That's just not going to happen. People are going to have to show some damn respect. It's mandatory. That's mandatory. So going back to this Ajamu Baraka, he's one of these Sambos that's caping for whatever political party, most likely the Democrats, and he hopped in my mentions. He was like, Tariq, you're such a freak, Tariq. Your white bosses are attacking us on multiple fronts, from Haiti to the south side of Chicago, and this is what you're pushing. This is what's important to you, meaning me checking Mauna Leo's people for denigrating us. So his argument was basically, I need to focus on Haiti and some other shit. No. The hell I got to do with me? And white bosses, that's a projection. I don't have no white T bosses. He, on the other hand, is up here driving Miss Daisy for Jill Stein. He's up here looking like Morgan Freeman up under her. You have a white T boss, not me. He's one of these people who pushes that Pan-Africanism stuff. And let me tell you something about these folks who push Pan-Africanism. That's not a threat to the dominant society. You understand? Pan-Africanism, as they practice it, is not a threat to the dominant society. They have
mad about
What were
that,
they
and
saying?
I pointed it out
What were they
because they were saying,
What were they saying?
oh, they were saying some goofy shit about, he's a Pan-African and he's about the unity of Black people, and the movie was about all Black people in the Caribbeans and the Africans, and it was about them, and it just wasn't about Black Americans, and it was about all Black people and all that. And, I basically told them, for whatever you saying and whatever narrative you're trying to push, at the end of the day, the brother is identifying as foundational Black American. They had those goofies on stage that tried to undermine the reparations movement in California. So they was on stage.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it's just a goofy space. They end up kicking me out the room, but I'm just happy that our movement is moving forward. More and more people are tapping into it and identifying it. And no matter what these little goofy Pan-Africans, baby Pan-Africans say or do, they're not gonna undermine the movement or move it out of the way or stop it. It's gonna happen, and it's happening now. And I thank God, and I'm honoring the ancestors for it.
Yes, sir, man. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's heavy. I saw something on MSNBC. The news anchor used the term. He said, "Yeah, foundational Black people, this," and yeah, he just kind of casually used it. So yeah, the grassroots. I'm gonna give y'all that clip. I got to find that clip. Somebody sent it to me, but yeah, this was on like MSNBC. Yeah, and he mentioned foundational Blacks. So people, yeah, man, people are going to follow the grassroots because the grassroots has spoken. I'm telling you, when we start getting things popping on the grassroots, people are going to follow our lead. All we got to do is just stand on business and not let the tether class sway us and try to shame us out of doing the right thing. Doing the right thing is honoring your damn lineage and your ancestors who are directly here, who sacrificed specifically for you. We're not going to sit up here giving praise and props to some ancestor who sold ours. We ain't doing that no more. We ain't doing that. We've had a cultural reassessment to get our minds right. And that's what, and look at the power that we are generating and the movement and the energy. You see, the power was right here with us all along. I want y'all to understand that part of the game. And then people try to play this game that we are generic Africans and we shouldn't claim the land here. And look, and the white supremacists and the tethers try to play that game. I want y'all to understand we have more of a legitimate claim to American land. Ladies and gentlemen, we are the main ones who have claim to it. And I'm talking about the United States. We are the foundation of it. Nobody else, not European immigrants, because they immigrated here. And when they tried to do it on their own, they failed. The red natives, they didn't have anything to do with building the United States. Claude Anderson used to talk about this, and that's not disrespect. Now, yeah, there were red natives here for thousands of years. There were black originals here for thousands of years as well. Those black aboriginals were some of the ones mixed in with the continental Africans who created the ethnogenesis of becoming foundational black Americans. And these are the people who built the United States. We built the economic foundation of the U.S. Excuse me. We built the wealth, everything. Our ethnogenesis happened on U.S. soil. Yeah? We are the first true Americans in many regions. We're the ones who were settling places around this country. Our ancestral blood is embedded in this soil. We are the cultural and institutional builders. So listen, we are that secret sauce. And we got to understand something, man. We've let these people play this game, especially the white supremacists. They play this little psyop on us by othering us because they were the ones really implanting that whole Africa is your real home narrative. See, it was the white supremacists promoting the idea that we were just Africans who needed to go back. You know, despite generations of American birthright, they were trying to delegitimize our foundational Black American claim and trying to make us feel like outsiders. They were the ones pushing that lost African myth, you know, by framing foundational Black Americans as disconnected Africans searching for an identity. They start making us feel like confused migrants rather than the indigenous builders of American society, which we were. You see? And they started the whole misusing of African iconography. See, in the 20th century, there were cultural symbols like dashikis and all that was promoted as true Black identity. Subconsciously reinforcing the myth that we weren't complete until we accepted an African homeland myth, even if that wasn't our lived heritage. They've been trying to do this whole you are a displaced African thing for a long time, and many of us rejected that. Frederick Douglass rejected that. Frederick Douglass,
Yeah, and he's right, and this is why I don't understand why Dr. Umar made it, called his school Frederick Douglass. I'm like, yo, Frederick Douglass contradict everything Umar stood for, like everything. Like Frederick Douglass was a proud American. He was no Pan-Africanist. He wasn't trying to go to Liberia. Like he was against the ACS. Like matter of fact, Martin Robinson Delaney and Frederick Douglass was like cool and then started to go at it because Delaney was pushing that Africa stuff. So Frederick like, well, go. Why you in my country for? Take your ass to Africa. But Delaney never went. And, you know, just wolf tickets, just like the average Pan African today. Wolf tickets, never gonna go. They want to see you go. Just let you be the lab rat.
Correctly knew he was like, no, this is our home here. We've been here too long. Yeah, this is our home here. That's why in the 80s they had the Democrats went out here and created the term African American and start putting that on the census forms.
Right. So he about to break that down. But before you do that, let me respond to revenue question that he keep calling in and asking about. The revenue. This should end the goofy question. All right. So revenue keeps saying, and some other tethers, like, yo, where's the FBA treaties, the treaties? And I already explained the revenue. Like, yo, why the hell would we sign a treaty? Yo, we're not a separate nation from America, bro. There's no treaties, but real fast revenue, and those are like signing a treaty isn't necessarily proof of being braver or more respected. All right. So we're gonna kill that tonight. A treaty is just a negotiated agreement between two powers. It is not automatically a symbol of bravery or respect. A treaty can mean two different things, revenue, and those alike. It can mean you fought and forced your opponent to recognize you, or you were forced to accept terms because they had the guns, the money, and you didn't. That's why when Tariq said, yo, a treaty is like a plea deal in most cases. It is. Right. So just saying a nation, whatever, got a treaty, it don't mean anything. It doesn't automatically mean that you did something better than we did when we fought in the Revolutionary War and the Civil War and got our respect fighting and winning. You did. I don't know how y'all guys got respect after a treaty when you took a L. Like, ain't no way in hell none of y'all gonna tell me you defeated this nation. We fought and won and got our freedom. You guys fought laws, took an L, and signed a treaty, like you said, a plea deal to just leave me alone going forward. All right, so look at Haiti. Haiti is the main Caribbean example. All right, Haiti didn't walk away with clean respect after the treaties. So, like, a lot of Pan-Africanists and clowns, they like to point out that Haiti, they fought and won, unlike Foundation Black Americans. But Haiti absolutely did something, world historic as far as rebellion, against the French powers and A, B, and C, 1804, all that type of stuff, right? Defeated Napoleon's army, declared independence, all that great stuff. And then ended slavery themselves, all that through rebellion. We get it. We get it. But if you want to look at it, what happened afterwards? Like, was it all worth it? Ask the people today. In 1825, France sailed battleships to Haiti. Okay, so this is what, 21 years after 1804. In 1825, France sailed battleships to Haiti and said, you're going to pay us compensation with the battleships. Now, Haiti won, right? 21 years earlier, so they're victorious. They're going to show us how to do it. And look what happened. They said, hey, you're going to pay us compensation for the loss of the enslaved people and plantations, or we will invade and re-enslave you, family. 1825. So when people will talk about 1804, unfortunately, we got to say, well, what about 1825? They said, you're going to pay us or we're going to re-enslave you. The hell with Dessalines. Haiti felt forced to sign an indemnity treaty and agreed to pay what would be billions in today's dollars to its former enslavers. And this is why they paid. They paid the money because they felt they ain't that a setup? I mean, we want to be funny. We could say, nah, y'all sold out. Y'all didn't fight for freedom. completely, because they came back like, "What's up?" Like they re-up, like, "Yo, not." I mean, they took the L, they left Napoleon, whatever, and 21 years later, yo, they couldn't sleep. Like, "Nah, you know what? Not hell, man. Fuck all that. Let's go back over there, yo. Let's get the fade one more time. And if you lose, we're gonna re-enslave you." Haiti said, "Nah, we will agree to pay you billions in today's time in installments." So what happened? So they were forced. They signed a treaty, but you know, I mean, they weren't forced, but they punked out. Okay, so people could look at the treaty in 1825. Okay, you know, you can look at it as like extortion. So now, did it mean France respected the Haitians? No, it meant Haiti was being shaken down by an imperial power. All right. So now, what about Jamaica? Did they win independence through a direct military victory over Britain? Huh? So slavery in Jamaica ended in 1834 through British abolition law. Okay, so Jamaica ended. I'm sorry, slavery in Jamaica ended in 1834 through British abolition law. So they ended it the same way, like, well, not even the same way as ours, because we actually fought. So, but it wasn't a Jamaican treaty or sovereignty revenue. Britain abolished slavery across the empire for its own political, economic reasons. Pressure from abolitionists, uprisings by the enslaved, and industrial changes, and paid compensation not to the enslaved, but to the slave owners for loss of property. They got a stimulus check. So the slave owners got a stimulus check in Jamaica. Okay. And places like Jamaica, Barbados, etc. So again, a treaty doesn't mean the colonizer is respected. They're setting the terms beneficial for themselves. So your treaty is not a sign of bravery and things like that. Now we know about the Native Americans. Like, do I got to talk about that? Right? Do I got to talk about the U.S. making hundreds of treaties with the Native Americans, the indigenous, whatever you want to call them, aboriginals, in the 18th and 19th centuries, and then repeatedly violated those treaties, took the land anyway, forced relocations, okay, like the Trail of Tears, and massacred Native people when they resisted. So much for the treaty. Well, what about Africa? Okay, so mission with that, man. Like, we did something great. We fought for our freedom. We won, and we got it. So revenue, that was for you, man.
Here, we've been here too long. Yeah, this is our home here. No, that's why.
Oh, I seen the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. One up. One up on you. One up on you. $3 super chat. My fault. Yeah, Haiti got beat up. Sea Spirit Love says the native Liberians replaced the American Black Liberians long ago. They got their get back. Von says reservations always expire. Right. Right. So to try to disrespect us by treaty, that doesn't, like, you sound stupid, yo. And look, check it out. They were a family. They were the majority in all those fights. Like, let's not forget that. All those people were the majority, and they carried out the treaties. Family, we were the minority. We're 13% now, so you know it was worse in 1800. We're 13% now, and we're 43 million deep. That means that most likely our percentage in the 1800s was even less. But so being outnumbered, outgunned, outmanned, we still was brave enough to fight for our freedom, like literally fight, go to war and win against the big bad Confederacy. So yeah, that's not gonna work.
In the 80s, they had the Democrats went out here and created the term African American and start putting that on the census forms in the late 80s, making us comparable to immigrants. And that was a major mistake we made going along with that. Yeah. Because see, at the time, they played on our sentiments. At the time, we were fighting heavily for Mandela, We were really standing up for a lot of movements over there. So we felt the solidarity. They're going through racism. We went through racism, and we're going through racism here. So our brothers and sisters in the struggle. So yeah, if you want to call us African Americans, oh, that's great, because we have a camaraderie. But what we were doing, we were using that term and erasing our foundational Black American ancestry and heritage that was very specific to this land. Major mistake, but we're correcting that mistake now. Yeah. So the dominant white society, they almost like to mock our patriotism, because when foundational Black Americans, we show pride in American contributions. And they try to, it's the white supremacists who try to tell us, well, we're going to be looked at as sellouts. No, how are we selling out? And this is our homeland. While immigrants, they tell them to claim the American dream. Claim the American dream. Yeah. So yeah, we're not going for the con games. Okay, who is this? Golden? Let's get Golden in here. Golden, hop on in. Golden? Unmute your microphone, Golden. We're waiting on Golden to come on through. All right.
Oh, what's going on? How are you doing, sir? I appreciate that. Sorry, I was just listening. I just hopped out of the shower.
Okay.
I wish I could have a couple more minutes to get ready. Yeah, no, thank you. I did not expect you to put me up here. I would like to say a few things if you give me like 2 minutes to prepare.
Yes, indeed. Now, where you from, Golden?
I'm here in Southern California.
Okay. And are you in San Diego or LA?
Closer to LA.
Okay. And where's your family from originally?
Originally, dad's from Memphis. Dad's from Memphis. Mom's from up north, Farm States. They moved out to LA, Watts, after the riots. They moved out of there because it got a little hectic.
Were you raised by your mom?
But my family's in LA County. A lot of my family on my dad's side.
Okay. Were you raised in LA?
LA County.
LA County, okay.
But then I moved out of LA County because we moved away from there to Riverside County, the IE. That's where all the action happened after LA.
Now, is your mother white or Mexican?
My mother, she's mixed. She's mainly white.
Okay, yeah, okay. And mainly white and mixed with what? What else?
Oh, she's half black.
Half black. Okay. What part? Where's the black part from?
Her black part, California. But we don't talk much to that side of the family. But yeah, so I'm from Southern California. I mean, what's up? You trying to?
Okay, I'm just saying because you said because you.
Hey, I'll tell you this. My mom, who's white, she lived in Watts. She's more black than some black people you might run into. So skin color don't matter, bro. So.
But when you said that your dad is from Memphis, you would have you don't have a Memphis accent at all. So that's why
I'm not from that. No accents, bro. I was born and raised Southern California.
Right. But you would still, but because it's your mother, because that's you getting your accent from your mom. That's why I was like, how come you don't have
I've actually worked for the state for the last 10 years, so I could speak correctly. But if you want to talk that shit and talk funk, bro, I used to get down back in the day. That's
right.
Your accent, none of that shit has to follow you. How you conduct yourself.
No. It's not. An accent isn't bad. No. See, having an accent is not a bad thing. Even somewhat of a Southern accent. I have a little bit of Southern. You can hear a little bit with me, so it's not a bad thing. So, because certain people, you can kind of hear accents to kind of see where they're from, where their family is from. You can just kind of tell. So it's not a good or a bad thing. But go ahead, Golden. But you tell me. Go ahead. Tell me your story. What's happening?
Not much. Okay, so just get into what I was listening to you say earlier. First off, major respect. Thank you for letting me up here.
Absolutely.
I think it's cool what you do. Your show or whatever you want to call it. You're pretty consistent.
Yes.
I was kind of introduced to you through Diligent. So, just more power to you for what you're doing and for the fact that you do have listeners and you never know whose lives you're touching and changing in a positive way. So outside of the right and wrong and things we do know and don't know, it seems like you have a positive mindset and you're trying to make positive changes in people's lives. So kudos to you on that.
Absolutely.
But man, I can't help it. I take myself very seriously. So I was just listening to you and you were making comments about like America's founding, this and that. And I understand the sensationalism and you want to, the passion in it, and you can't diminish what the individuals went through in the lives that they lived on any side to actually live in the when America was being founded. So that's one aspect. But the fact that I'm a big nerd. The fact that like the intellectual property and the principles that were applied to our nation, there is a direct connection between uh, Isaac Newton's principles of motion, essentially the discovery of the scientific method, relatively.
We see it fully. And we've rejected the term African American, so they can't leech off that. African American, horrible term. We should never, ever, ever use that term again. That's what they're really mad at. See, we're not using terms that they can leech off of. So when we start talking about foundational Black American, that's an exclusionary term, which is fine. When you say Jamaican, that's exclusionary. I'm not Jamaican. Respect to the Jamaicans, but I'm not Jamaican. I ain't got a problem being excluded from that. When you say Haitian, that's exclusionary. I'm not Haitian. Don't have a problem with it. You have the Puerto Rican Day Parade, that's exclusionary. It's for Puerto Ricans. Don't have a problem with it. But when we say we're foundational Black Americans, you're divisive. The CIA got you niggas want to hurt me. You're stopping global unity. What? Why does our lineage stop all of this global unity? Why don't you just go unify? Why are we?
Yeah, the term foundation Black African, it makes absolutely no sense. Like none of those words go with each other, right? So let me explain why foundation Black African is like one of the worst terms you could ever come up with to call somebody. First of all, you don't need a double emphasis on African. When you say African, you already know they're dark and melanated. Okay, so they will be using Black as a descriptor, lowercase b, as an adjective, like I said, as descriptor. So they'll be describing themselves when they say Black African. No need. But we know Africans are dark. Okay, so if we wanted to use Black as a descriptor as an American, we can do that because white folks say they're white, right? If their color is tied to their whiteness, then our color is tied to our blackness, and that's using that as a descriptor. But if you're in Jamaica, if you're in Africa, you're in Haiti, and you're trying to use Black as a descriptor, as an adjective, it makes no sense. It's clear that you guys are dark. So there would be no such. I mean, it wouldn't even make sense to call yourself a foundational Black African. It's just stupid. Secondly, you stole the term Black from us, right? To use it as an ethnonym or as anything positive, period. Descriptor, anything. You stole it from us. The idea came from us in the 60s. So to call yourself a foundation Black African is bullshit. And then if you are foundational, your foundations are in Africa. if you're African, your foundations are in Africa. And I got no problem with a foundational Nigerian. But again, you stole foundational from us. You stole Black from us. You stole foundational from us. So that's two words in your label and what you're trying to call yourself. And thirdly, it's more retarded because that person who's calling himself a foundational Black African, that person has a real identity. That person is from a country, and that country is internationally known as something, and they're known as something in that country. Like, for example, a Nigerian can't just all of a sudden call himself foundational Black African. No, Negro, you are Nigerian. Okay? And no Jamaican can't just out of nowhere say, hey, I'm foundational Black African. No, you're Jamaican. You see how that works? Like you already have an international national label. So you're using this other acronym as a nickname, which again separates you from us because we don't use FBA as a nickname. We don't use ADOS or Descendants of Freedom as a nickname. We use it as our actual name, like how you call yourself Jamaican, Mexican, you're Irish. Our term would be Foundation Black American. So let's make that very clear. So they will be using these acronyms as nicknames, as replacement names, but they already have an international national name and they have a flag to identify, and to show, hey, this is who we are. All those names, they got flags by them. All right. So where is the flag of the foundational Black African? Yeah, so those people come over here, like they get cooked 4, 5, 6, 10 different ways over here. Like, I could chew that up so many different ways, so many spins to that. It's just a stupid term. Be proud of being Nigerian. Be proud of being Eritrean. When you call yourself foundation Black African, you're running from you're fleeing again. You're running from who you really are. And most likely you're Sudanese, you're Ethiopian, you're Zimbabwean. That's what you are. You're not foundation nothing. You're just Zimbabwean. That's all. And to be foundational in Zimbabwe that's nothing to brag about.
We stopping your unification. What you're saying is we're stopping the damn gravy train. We're stopping you from coming over here eating off African American lineage, which is vague. See, we ain't using them terms where you can come in and you can be the Westmore of the game. You come in, hey, I'm African American, and guess what? I'm shutting down reparations. We don't need it. Yeah, it's a new game, man. That's what it is. We ain't using African American no more. Number one, that term was not grassroots or organic. That term was introduced by Jesse Jackson through the Democrat strategists. In 1988, there was no nationwide discussion among Black Americans. That rollout was from the top. That came from the damn top down. It was pushed through the white media and government agencies as a replacement for Black. You understand? Come on now. What they did, they ran a Jedi mind trick with us. Because you know what they did with African American? They rebranded foundational Black Americans as goddamn immigrants when they did that. They effectively rebranded us as immigrants, equal to an Italian American or an Irish American or a Mexican American.
Yeah, I almost said, how did y'all get that flag? How did y'all get the Black American Heritage flag? I almost said that. I'm like, wow, yo, that is very, very close. That is very, very close to the Black American Heritage flag. I was about to ask the chat, like, how'd you do that? Yeah, very, very close.
That was a horrible thing. They was a Jedi mind trick they ran on us with that. That's why we reject that term.
Foundational freedmen. Right.
Because
Ain't
it
nothing foundational
erases
about that.
our distinct lineage.
Again, to say you're foundational and you name an African country behind it, that is not a flex at all. Okay, I'm gonna tell you right now, with no disrespect at all. You say you're foundational, and you followed up with an African country. That is the worst flex ever. Okay, let's be real. Like, you're in a third world country where life is hard for everybody. Okay, that's not a flex to be foundational there. What'd you build? You did. Well, what'd you build? All you did was build homes for flies and bears and cougars to live at. That's all. Like, but no, what did you build for yourself? So yeah, so to call yourself foundational and say Sudan behind it, Sudan, have y'all seen? Yo, go ahead and Google Sudan, like, poverty, and like where it ranks in the worst countries in the world. So to say you foundational and list an African country behind it, that's not a real flex at all. And that's why they got to say just Africa, right? Foundational Black African, the whole continent, which is still not a flex. So they can say they're foundational Black African or Africa, whatever, but look at the country. And there's nothing foundational about it. That shit need a foundation.
Foundational Black Americans, we are descendants of freedmen. We've been here from before the beginning of this country. We've been here. We're the only group that has the longest continuous bloodline on this land. You understand? There's been Black people on this land from day one. And when you do that African American thing, that lumps Black immigrants in from Africa and the Caribbean,
Right.
people who came over voluntarily, people who immigrated to something better. And that comes in and that kind of dilutes our historic trauma and contributions as foundational Black Americans. And it creates policy confusion. And we're saying no. And that opens the door for these non-FBA immigrants to claim benefits meant for foundational Black Americans by using African American broadly, like institutions.
Right. And all we saying, like, we ain't really hating on y'all getting help. We're saying get help under a different name. Get help under the banner immigration. Don't get help under the banner anything that was designated for us under our label. That's all we're saying. Go get your help. but let it be under a term that has nothing to do with our name, what we call ourselves, or anything intended for us. That's all we're saying. Go get your help, but make sure they ain't tied to nothing with us.
Institutions, colleges, foundations, media, they start awarding scholarships, grants, diversity positions to Black immigrants and their children. That's why in a lot of these Ivy League schools, African American, quote unquote, the student population is dominated by Ghanaians, Nigerians, Jamaicans, all of these other people. We do a Juneteenth program. All of a sudden, everybody has the runners-ups and the winners have African last names or Latin last names. So yeah, they want us to be on some old sleep ass African American vibe because everybody can leech off of it. That's a leech term. Yeah? They can use that to co-opt all of the movements we get popping. Civil rights, hip hop, all of these protest movements, they start to get co-opted by these non-FBAs. We get shit popping in the streets like my good brother, rest in peace, Darren Seals, my good FBA brother, who the alphabet folks took my brother out. He was the real seed for the Black Lives Matter movement. Our brother Darren Seals out there in St. Louis, real solid ass dude. That was my nigga, man. It was such a solid brother. He was the real person kicking that off out there with the whole Mike Brown thing. And they started marginalizing him, and they started sending them alphabet boys out there to target a lot of the real grassroots activists. And then they started sending tethers out there in front of the media. They started sending these weirdos out here that didn't nobody know. And then they start changing the energy of the message. We're like, hey, justice for Mike Brown, hands up, don't shoot, Black Lives Matter, trans lives matter, immigrant lives matter. What? Whoa, what's all this shit? Then it just went all the way left, and then all of a sudden they start pushing these weird people saying, hey, these are the leaders of Black Lives Matter. Leaders? What you mean leaders? What's that? Watch when people come in and talk about somebody's a leader. See, Black Lives Matter, that was just a phrase. There was really no organization that was centralized called Black Lives Matter. It was some Democrat shills that they put out there in the media and said, hey, these are the leaders. So whatever these people say, and those women were tethers, and they were on some LGBT stuff. So their job was the media was going to elevate them based off the grassroots momentum that foundational Black Americans were kicking in. They went and got these tethers, put them in the media and said, they're the leader of all of this. So all of these people in the streets putting in work, they're doing it for these women's agendas. And the agenda is immigration and LGBT rights. See how all of these people are stumping for that? That's why we're like, no. Anybody runs up here trying to be spokespersons, we're checking paperwork now. We're checking paperwork right now. Because we ain't having that bullshit no more. We ain't doing that no more. Yeah? So the thing is, them using the term African American, that wrongly frames foundational Black Americans as foreigners. When you use the term African American, that implies an African origin over American indigenousness. Yeah, that ignores that we built the U.S. economy. We built the infrastructure. We cleared the brush. We cleared the wilderness. We are no goddamn immigrants at all. We should not even be compared to immigrants at all. That's just a fact. We didn't come to something better. We had to get it out the damn mud. We didn't look up. We had to get it. Everything we had to get it out the damn mud as foundational Black Americans. We had to create it. You understand? That's a very unique ethnogenesis shaped on this soil. That's unique. And we're embracing that. We're not going to let our ancestors be disrespected by people coming over, claim jumping, The sacrifices they made those sacrifices for their foundational Black American offspring. They did that for us. They didn't do that shit for no goddamn Myron Gaines and people like him to come over here and disrespect them. We don't allow that to happen, family. See, that's what we messed up. We sat up here and for the longest let these damn tethers disrespect our damn ancestors after all the shit our ancestors did. That's why I'm hell on them niggas. The Myron Gaines, I'm hell on them. I don't play with them at all. Anybody who disrespects our lineage, I got a zero tolerance for that ass. They always run, oh, your technique is divisive because I cut your ass down verbally. I'll light your ass up. I'll be divisive because you ain't gonna disrespect my people, my family, who made a way for you to bring your ass over here and you gonna fix your mouth to disrespect? Hell no. My ancestors would have issues with me if I don't stand up knowing the truth. You understand? You defend your ancestors, man. You defend your people. You defend your lineage.
I need some more work, baby, tonight. I need some more work on me tonight.
Where is your people from? Where are your people from, sir?
Eritrea.
Eritrea. Okay, there you go. Now, foundational Black American, well, Aboriginal people, because foundational Black Americans, that ethnic group was a creation. Okay, let's be very clear. That was a creation, just like many ethnic groups. Ethnic groups start by different groups getting together for whatever reason and having some type of commonality, be it constructive or traumatic. And that usually forms a different ethnic group. We are a combination of the Black Aboriginal people who were already here, mixing in with the African people who were brought over for the transatlantic slave trade, and that became the new foundational Black American cultural group that we see. So as far as phenotype, I mean, we've been mixed so much over the past few centuries, you know, our phenotypes have changed to a certain degree. And one thing we do notice is that we look different collectively from many continental Africans, because we can kind of look at somebody and tell if they're not FBA. Also, when I go to Africa, they can tell that I'm not from there. They can tell that I'm a foreigner at the drop of a hat. So after centuries, people can start getting different phenotypes and different looks, and you can tell that certain people are not from their geographic region. That makes sense?
Yes, definitely.
There you go.
And then the Red Mongolian Native Americans,
Right.
like who are they and why are they like different looking than FBAs?
Oh, yeah. If you look at, I'll give you an example. There's an old painting that's centuries old called The Wall of Warriors. You can Google that, and that gives you an idea of how some of the Aboriginals look, particularly down in South America and Central America. It's like an old Mayan painting, and it showed lighter skinned Native people, and it showed black skinned Aboriginal people. That gives you a great idea of the different skin tones that were here. Just like in Africa, if you go to Africa, and South Africa in particular, they have the Sand people that I've seen who are fairly light-skinned people who've been there for thousands of years. And they're an Aboriginal tribe there. And they have almost an Asian type of phenotype facially. Their eyes are somewhat slanted. So in all continents, you have different people with different shades, different facial features, different phenotypes, just like you're Eritrean. Over in East Africa, the phenotypes are different. The faces are slender, more slender. A lot of people have a lot of pronounced foreheads. You can tell if somebody is from East Africa. Just like over here, you could tell people from different regions. A lot of people who were on the Aboriginals who were on the East Coast, many of them had classical African features. Some of the Plains natives, they were more the Mongolian red type. Out here on the West Coast.
Yeah, so we got a good question. Good question was, did anyone, it was by, dang, I lost you. I'll find you 1 second. Manhattan Project 231. He said, did anybody ever ask us what our thoughts about being labeled African American? No. Tariq Nasheed explained that verbatim what Jesse Jackson did. He literally just got up with liberals and Jewish media and said, as a matter of fact, this is my personal belief. I believe they came to him because from my research it shows that white America didn't feel easy with the word black. They felt like that was too revolutionary, too strong, too, just too strong, too revolutionary. They felt more comfortable with African American. And like Manhattan said, it just was put on forms. Fanny, there was nothing. Revenue's a stupid tether. There was nothing federalized about African American when Jesse Jackson instituted it. The only difference from that and ADOS, that and the FBA, is that became more in your registration forms and whatever type of forms. Because when you're like when you have a administration like Trump, MAGA, or Biden, like you can do that. You can say, okay, during our administration, we're going to put African American on forms for Foundation Black American people to fill out. You can say, hey, this is also for foreign immigrants. During our administration, and the next one can change it. Like for example, MAGA could say, all right, no more of that. We're going to make something which they can do, which I'd rather they do, which is called POAD, POAD. Okay, it's an acronym that stands for People of African Descent. So I would rather them use that if they're going to use something like that, and then allow us the option to put down specifically FBA for things that specifically just involves us, like as a collective, because like a lot of times, family, the forms are for race-based groups. So like they would even like collectively just gather up all Europeans, like Irish, Italian, Scottish, whatever, and they'll all write down white, or they'll check the box white. It's based on your race. A lot of the forms, your race. We saying we don't want to check off a box for the race because the race wasn't injured. And by the way, family, the race is defined as POD, people of POAD. Race is defined as people of African descent. Okay, so that's too broad. All people of African descent to come to America wasn't harmed by the government, and like we don't got to run down all the harms that happened to us, but just real quickly, Jim Crow. Okay, so all people of African descent that come over here, they weren't harmed by that. That's why we don't want to be grouped up with certain things with just POAD, people of African descent. Now, some things we just want to put for just FBAs. That's it. But good question.
You had many of those with the so-called Negroid type. Many explorers and many archaeologists and people said that the West Coast Aboriginal people, they look like African tribes. So when you have big continents, you're going to have different groups of people with different phenotypes. That's everywhere. If you go to Asia, there's black tribes of people in Asia right now. Malaysia, Thailand, you can go down in those jungles, some of those remote areas, and you'll see black skinned people who look like African tribes over there. So in any continental area, you're going to see different phenotypes in the people. So that's what it is. It was very diverse. It was diverse before.
Let me shout out the super chat. The super chat by Gemini GT2. $5 super chat. Appreciate it. Thank you.
The Europeans came, and it became more diverse after they came. So does that make sense, sir?
Yes, it does.
There you go, my man. Thank you so much, Peace Woo.
Thank you. You too.
All right. All right. I'm bringing some clarity here. Let's get Che. Let's get Che in here. Miss Che.
Yeah, how you doing?
Hey, Che, how are you, dear?
Great. I just have a question regarding the FBA thing.
Yes, ma'am.
Like, why the name change?
It's a designation.
Wait, before you go on, let me know how y'all feel about the new lineage song. It's All About the Lineage. Check it out, family.
Broken alliance everywhere, broken arrows in every spear. Let's be very clear, we ain't letting up, we ain't getting up. It's our throne, we built it, it's our home. Take your shoes off. It's all about the lineage, baby.
My fault. I mean, take it from the top. My fault, family. It's called. It's all about the lineage, baby. Check it out, family. Let me know what you really think. Matter of fact, I'm gonna do a poll real fast. Family, answer the poll.
It's all about the lineage, baby. 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 Yeah. Now, what y'all wanna be? FBA, ADOS, free men indigenous. We got shot callers, we got activists, we got politicians, we got lawyers for you. But don't knock us for being great. Delineate. And now we're singing, hey. It's all about the lineage, baby. 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 Can't nobody take our pride. Can't nobody hold us down, no. We gotta keep on moving. They keep on moving the goalposts. Oh no, no. Broken alliance everywhere. Broken arrows in every spirit. Let's be very clear. We ain't letting up. We ain't getting up. It's our throne. We built it. It's our home. Take your shoes off. It's all about the lineage, baby. 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 Now what y'all wanna be? FBA, ADOS, free men indigenous. We got shot callers, we got activists, we got politicians, we got lawyers for you. But don't knock us for being great. Delete it. Now we're seeing, hey, yeah. Can't nobody take a pride. Can't nobody hold us down, no. We gotta keep on moving. We keep on moving the goalposts. Oh no. Broken alliance everywhere. Broken arrows in every spear. Let's be very clear. We ain't letting up. We ain't getting up. It's our throne. We built it. It's our home. Take your shoes off. It's all about the lineage, baby. It's all about the lineage, baby. It's all about the lineage, baby. It's all about the lineage, baby.
It's really a designation in us understanding that we are a different ethnic group. We have a different lineage than other people that's very unique and very exceptional. And we're basically acknowledging our lineage. So that's what that is. That makes sense?
So Black Americans, African Americans, no longer the lineage?
No, that term, African American, doesn't work. That term doesn't work at all because it's too broad. And we are not African Americans. Do you understand that? We're not African Americans.
So you really don't believe that you did not descend from slavery?
We are descended from slavery. Of course we are.
That's where the confusion comes at. So what do you mean you're not African American?
I am not an African American. Are you African American?
Yeah, I'm Black.
Where in Africa did you or your family live?
Well, my ancestry says the Congo, Benin, Togo.
Okay, so the first problem you have, ma'am, is that you're using Black and African interchangeably. And I can right now Google that for y'all, that you cannot use Black and African interchangeably. Matter of fact, family, in Africa, they don't say black in Africa, family. Nobody says they're black. And when they talk about people of African descent, they say people of African descent. They say POAD. They say POAD. The AU, the African Union. They don't say, hey, the black people of the world, let's unite. They do not say that. The African Union, they say people of African descent unite or come together. So this whole thought that black represents or is interchangeable with African, that's a lie. And that's why I got my PDF, my free PDF, um, is explaining what black is and who's black and who ain't. All right. But yes, but people of African descent is a better term for everybody. Okay. But again, you got people who are Zimbabwean. The same way they're Zimbabwean, I'm black. You see, I can't call myself Zimbabwean. Well, Zimbabwean can't call himself black the same way. It's our label. It describes us, like, and who we are and what country we're from, what language we speak, and our culture. The same way Zimbabwe or Zimbabwean would explain themselves. All right. So no, we can't swap labels. You're Zimbabwean, I'm black. This person's Mexican, I'm black. This person Irish, I'm black. Nice to meet you.
So, Ghana, um, Ireland, British.
That's your 23andMe account. Culturally, do you remember any
And then
family
when I did my
members?
lineage,
That's
I
your
found
23andMe account.
I think a British man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Do you know that
that's going
most?
to the 1700s. But
Okay, that's your 23andMe account. Do you know almost everybody on the planet's 23andMe account will say the same thing almost? It will trace back to those same areas. Do you realize that, ma'am?
but then my mom's side traced back to no, because she's Haitian, and her side was pretty correct too.
Ma'am,
Hmm.
like I said, do you know everybody's 23andMe account, their DNA will trace back to those same places? Everybody. So that's kind of a broad net. And since everybody's name or lineage will trace back to those areas, does that make everybody African American?
But like for instance, I took two tests.
Ma'am,
23andMe
ma'am,
traces back.
ma'am.
All right,
Can you
carry
answer,
on,
ma'am?
carry on.
I'm not being hostile. I just want to bring
Yeah,
clarity. So, do you think because everybody's DNA will trace back to Africa, would that
hmm
make everybody African American?
but whose DNA traces back to Africa? Is the
White
Caucasian trace
people,
back to Africa?
yes,
Uh, mm,
white people's DNA traced back to Africa, and they brag about it sometimes, especially when we're talking about getting reparations. You'll have white people who say, well, I should get a check because I did a DNA test and my lineage goes back to Nigeria. I'm 3% Nigerian, so I should get some reparations too because technically I'm African American. White people have said that before, ma'am. And you
I
know
know they're
what?
being condescending, they
No,
being a smart ass.
but let me tell you
But
something. Technically, they're right. Technically, they are actually right. That's why the term African American is not a good term to use. And our brother Claude Anderson taught us this because everybody's DNA can trace back to Africa. And if they're in America, they can technically say they're African American. And the logic they can use is, well, you black people, you haven't been in Africa for centuries. Neither has my people. So if you're going to get a check for being African American, I should get a check for being African American. See, you have to understand the legalese that they will try to use. You know, this is why the names and the words have to be precise, Miss Shay. You understand?
I
This is
understand,
about
Mr. Tyreek.
this
But
is about having.
you think they can trace our lineage back to where you come from? Especially if you're a foundational Black American.
I don't understand your question, ma'am. What do you mean?
If you're a foundational Black American, your paperwork you're traced back to the states. They already know who you are. So anybody who's trying to get mixed in reparations, they're not going to be able to even get claimed reparations.
What? What do you? You lost me, ma'am.
You're saying that anybody can state that they can be African American,
Right.
right? So why did FBA start it
Okay.
regarding reparations, correct?
Because no, not just reparations. Okay, let's be very clear. It's not just reparations. We have to understand our cultural lineage in general. And with the term foundational Black American, that's a term that people can't leech off of. It's an exclusionary term, and it's a Trump type term that cannot be remixed. Because again, African American, a person coming over from Ghana right now can say, hey, I'm African American and I should get everything that the descendants of slaves got because I'm African American too. The term was introduced to us in 1984 by the white supremacists given to Jesse Jackson, and they put it out there for a reason, to make us comparable to immigrant groups. So whatever Black people fought for, we're comparable to immigrants, so immigrants should get the same thing. This is why whenever we fight for something, we don't really benefit from it. Immigrants benefit from everything we fight for, because we say we're African American, which is comparable to Asian American, which is comparable to Latin American, and so forth and so on. You see, we have to understand legal language. We got to be very strategic about language and words. Am I making sense so far, Ms. Shea?
Yeah, you make a little bit sense here, Mr. Tyreek. But
I want to make a lot of sense. I don't want you to be confused at all. I want clarity.
So this like an internet thing, or is this like it's gonna hit the streets for every Black person to start claiming FBA, or this, like, where is this gonna go?
It's already hitting the streets, man. It's not an internet thing. Well, things are talked about on the internet, but it's already on the streets, man. We've had conferences. Wasn't about no internet. This is a wave that's going on, and people are recognizing what it is. You sound offended almost by it. Why wouldn't you want to recognize your specific lineage, ma'am?
I'm not offended by anything. I'm just thinking like it's more divisive. I don't really think
Oh boy! And when that he asked a question, a legitimate question, like why don't you want to acknowledge your specific lineage? Like he gave examples. Haitians love to talk about Haitian pride, right? Asian people love to talk about what they got going on. Irish people like to talk about the fighting Irish and their struggles. Everybody likes to, I mean, I don't know how we were tricked. I don't know how Foundation Black Americans were the only people on the planet I know of that were tricked to not really love to acknowledge their unique lineage. Like we were really tricked to just love everybody. And the people you love is holding up the flag of who they love. Like the people you love, they got a flag of their unique lineage. So yeah, that part always I just can't wrap my brain around that. Like, how are we the only people on earth that were brainwashed to believe that our unique lineage doesn't matter? We just love everybody. And I mean, like that's weird. And we're trying to crack that now. And that's why we had these lives like this. It's to break that retardation.
devices. I think it's, I like it. Of course I like it because like, oh, you're American, you're Black. But I think everybody know that who's Black and who's not, and where you come from.
Okay, divisive how?
Yeah,
How
she
is it
don't sound
divisive?
foundational Black American
It's
at
creating
all.
devices in diaspora.
Okay, in order to be divided.
I mean, it's like more Black people coming at Black people.
Hey, she said it's creating division in diaspora. Man, when the hell the diaspora ever been united? Like, what you talking about? The division in the diaspora already started in 1960 with the West Indies Federation. Like, that's when the division started. It didn't start in 2014. It didn't start in 2016, 2017 when we started saying FBA and Adolf. That ain't when the division started. The division just started for the West Indies, the Caribbean in 1960. So, well, you could say 1958 to 1962. That's when that division started. It's called the West Indies Federation. And also the division of Africa. That didn't start with FBA in 2017. That didn't start with ADOS in 2016. That division started the Pan-African liberation. That started also in the 1960s. So they were already divided before we said anything. So that's a lie, and that's also my PDF. And people will get cooked there too.
People instead of black people coming at the white supremacists.
Okay, let's stop.
Right.
Acknowledging your lineage, how is that coming at somebody if I just acknowledge my lineage? How is that coming at someone, ma'am?
When you form this,
I mean, this is the most retarded logic ever. So we can say everybody who's POAD, people of African descent, persons of African descent. Every time they wave their flag, we can make her argument. Oh, you're being divisive, waving your flag, all flags down. Like, stop. It's retarded logic. He's having fun with her, but I would love for someone like that to call over here. Like, 'cause I'm not having fun with nobody. Like, I'm straight out trying to score 50 touchdowns on you in a debate. I ain't trying to play around with anybody right now. But this is entertainment, so I get it.
it seemed like you only attacking other black immigrants.
Ma'am, we're talking about a lineage and you're creating some make-believe attack scenario.
Matter of fact, let me pause that to play this right here. So this Tether right here, he is trying so hard to be King Tether. Listen to this nut.
They hate themselves. They hate us migrants from Africa. They hate the Mexicans. They hate white.
He's talking about foundation Black America. Like, we just hate everybody. This disgusting African Tether. Like, he is trying so hard. All he talk about is us all day long. He's trying to, he's trying to pop. He's trying to go viral, just disrespecting us. It ain't working. So far, it ain't working. Like, we're on code with this guy.
They hate everybody.
Ain't nobody trying to check this guy out.
They hate everybody except for their own mama.
And this was sent to me. So we hate everybody but our own mama because we said we're delineating and we are foundation Black Americans and reparations is the old tour. He says that's hating everybody but our mama. Come on, man. And look, I've been challenged this guy. I called him out so many times to, hey, let's talk. He did, and nothing. And my slogan is they love to talk about us and they hate to talk to us. Right? Because I would love to, like, yo, what's your problem? Like, I'm gonna next time revenue call, watch how I cook revenue without even like debating him. I'm gonna just ask him what's his problem, like with us, and watch how he just fumble, hummer the whole time. Ron, no, what is the issue, Brad? Like, what's the real issue? Tell us. Let's start from the beginning. What is the issue? We say we're foundation Black American. We say we're ADOS. We say we're descendants of freedmen, and we want reparations from our government. What's up? Let's start right there. What's up, revenue? What's your problem with that?
That's it. Those are the only ones that are exempt. They're killing themselves at a higher rate than anybody else.
Here's guy. So a lot of them become conservative Republicans. They start to parrot Charlie Kirk talking points. Steven Crowder, Larry Soul, their daddy, Thomas Sowell.
Was dancing, I guess, came when someone was.
That's all. I just want let's play this little Tether who's trying to get she's trying to go viral, disrespecting us. Dude got no talent.
Not attacking anybody. This is not about anybody. This is about foundational Black Americans. This is not about any other group. We're not concerned with other groups like that when it comes to our social and political and cultural significance. Just acknowledging our culture, if that's an attack, is everybody attacking us when they do it? Because if that's an attack, we get attacked all the time, ma'am. All of these other groups attack us daily with their culture. They exclude us from acknowledging or being a part of their culture.
Oh, trust me, I know. They said we have no culture. I'm always on the internet arguing regarding that.
Right. So yeah, that's an attack. We're not attacking them because they really have nothing for us to attack. We're just acknowledging our cultural heritage. That's it. Now, other people, they'll hop in our spaces and try to argue and gaslight and center themselves, but that's not us attacking them. even on the internet. And we've done conferences. We did a conference down in Atlanta, huge conference, sold out conference, an FBA conference. Nobody was attacked. In fact, we invited people from the diaspora. This is some real stuff going on here. So nobody's attacked. See, every time, look, we as foundational Black Americans, we're so used to opening up our lane and letting everybody eat off us. When we stop doing it, there's a guilt complex in certain Black people, as if we're being hostile because we're so used to being exploited. Shay, you don't have to be exploited. You don't have to open yourself up so other groups can eat off us. It's okay for us to do something for our own cultural and lineage group, right?
Yeah, you're absolutely correct.
Okay.
But this is seem more like political. It's like every time election year come around the last 40, I say last like 20 years since 9/11 happened. It's like everything has come more political and strategic, and it's always an agenda behind something. I'm just seeing as I hope it is not agenda behind this as well.
This is really about culture more than politicals. Once you get your culture together, the political
We
thing,
have a
everything,
culture. We
this
have a
is what I'm
culture.
saying.
We're Black Americans.
Yes, we do. I know this. And once we acknowledge that, acknowledge what our culture is, because we've been taught that other cultures are something that we've gotten and we've gotten from them, and that's not true. Foundational Black Americans, we are the culture that everyone seems to emulate. This is why people come over here to partake in the culture that we
Because
create.
we're Black Americans, so we're more popular.
Right.
So of course that we're
Right.
American.
Hey, family, and also family. I'm not talking so much because I'm actually in a lit area, and the traffic is like OD, and people, this is my city, so people dapping me up. So where I was live before, family, I'm not in that area no more, right? I moved. That's why I said my live hours changed too, because I'm, what I mean, got some things going on really good in my favor. So it's gonna be early hours in the morning, and it's gonna be this time right here, weekdays. But yeah, man, next time they come and dap me up, I want y'all. I'm gonna let the microphone just catch some of the conversations. So y'all can see how like well received I am in my city. I'm nowhere near like these cowards that go live and hide behind a computer and never come out.
So America is the number one country, and so anything that comes with that, and especially it was two cultures that form America. I mean, excuse me, well, three: Native Americans, Black, and European. So, and by us was used to being the second minority. We're popular, so and we're American. But now we're no longer. We're the what fourth on the caste system. So I'm just saying, like, is this going to help us out of that, or is just another trendy thing going on?
What do you think it's trendy, Che?
Yeah, it seem more trendy.
How so? How so? How is your culture trendy?
The FBA thing seems more trendy. I'm not saying
FBA.
that I'm trendy. There's no way that I'm trendy. I mean, that's what they say about our culture as a whole, that we're just a trendy culture. So, of course, I don't believe that.
Okay. Well, how is FBA? Because FBA is the culture. FBA is talking about foundational Black
Yeah,
Americans,
she is
lineage.
clearly just babbling. Like, really, she. I mean, you just gotta just say I got a problem with Black Americans delineating. Just say that, and like, let's just stop the circular babbling.
And culture. So a culture is not trendy. Foundational Black American is just the name. So how is that trendy, ma'am?
Are we going to call white people foundational white Americans?
I don't give a damn what they call themselves. I'm calling us foundational Black Americans, and that's a term that they.
So, Pepper and Patty, I was trying not to disclose that, but I'm definitely in Central Jersey, but I'm trying not to disclose that. I want no angry tethers must bomb in my location.
They can't leech off of, and they can't remix that term because there's only one group that are foundational Black Americans. That's us. Nobody can leech onto that. There's only one group of people who are the foundation of this country. That is foundational Black Americans, right?
So we're gonna try to get our own country, our own
Hey,
land, our own
don't
space
Shay.
to.
Let me Shay.
I'm just wondering.
Hold
I'm
on,
sorry
Shay.
to be.
Shay.
Okay.
We are the foundation of this country. Is that correct, Shay?
I don't want to erase Native Americans, but I
Okay.
mean the foundation of this. Yeah, when they
Okay.
built it and stole it and created it. Yeah.
Okay, say, which Native Americans are you talking about? Because if you're going to talk about Native Americans contributing,
I don't know. It's like 500 tribes. I don't know.
okay, we got to be right and exact. And out of those 500 tribes, you know, some of those tribes were Black Aboriginal people, right?
Yeah, someone was darker color.
Right. Some of those
Like
people,
for instance, Snoop Dogg mixed with the ones that was in the West Coast.
right? Of course.
Mm-hmm.
So when you talk about the native tribes, you're talking about the Black Aboriginals who ultimately mixed in with the Africans who were brought over. The Red Mongolian natives, they didn't really have any input in the building of the United States, if we're going to be very historically correct. Okay?
I was wondering where it was going. Are we going to get half the country? Are we getting land?
Man,
That's all I wanted. Like, where are
man,
we going with this?
where we're
That's
going is,
all I want to know, and that's all I gotta say. I'll end there.
got it? Okay. Where we're going with this is acknowledging our lineage. That's where we're going. And then everything can go from there. We can do whatever we want to do as long as we acknowledge that lineage first. And then everything else will fall into place. Thank you so much for the call, Shay. Let's get some more people in here. Let's get David in here. David, you can turn your microphone on, sir.
Hey, Tariq. Thanks for taking my question here.
Thank you so much, David. David, where are you from?
I'm in Canada right now.
I hope David stay on topic, because if David switch it, I'm gonna fast forward David.
Okay, Canadian white man who's of French descent, right?
No, actually, mostly Irish and Ukrainian.
Oh, really? That's interesting.
Yeah.
All right. So what's on your mind, David?
I have I guess a two-part question. If
Go
we don't have time for the second part, that's all right.
ahead.
It's about cancel culture. I was thinking about this the other day.
Right.
And
They always
I came
call
to the
in changing the subject.
conclusion that I don't think that foundational Black Americans particularly have the institutional power to be the ones that are canceling people. And so I guess my first question would be,
I agree.
Yeah, okay, so you agree with that.
Right.
And so then the second part of that question is, why are the people that are in power canceling people then for saying things that could be viewed as or are disrespectful towards foundational Black Americans? Or are they actually canceling people for that reason?
And I'm assuming that you're referring to Joe Rogan, right?
No, actually, I'm not. I was just, because it's in the news and everything, or if in the Twitter, people keep talking about cancel culture for months now. So
the question is, why do you think people in the corporate structure are canceling people for saying things that are somewhat rude to foundational Black Americans?
Yeah, or are rude or are perceived as rude. It's
Gondo, are you here
either or, right? I'm not again.
States.
Okay. How long you been here in the States?
16 years.
16. Okay, so what's on your mind?
So my question is, why do you call Africans tethers and anchor babies? These very divisive words. Why do you use that language towards Africans?
I do not call Africans tethers. I call the sellout class tethers. The ones who come over here
you call
and try to undermine us. Those are the ones babies. I call tethers. The ones
these very
who
divisive
sold
words.
out the other Africans.
Why do you use that
back in the
language?
motherland and they come over here
towards
with that
Africa.
same mentality,
I do
we
not
have to
call
differentiate them just
Africans
like we
tethers.
differentiate
I call the
our
sellout class
FBA
tethers.
coons, like the Jesse
The
Lee
ones who come
Petersons
over
and the
here
Clyburns. We
You
call
and
call
them out.
fight to
Africans
And
undermine
tethers
the
us.
and
coons
Those are the
from
ones.
the motherland who come over here, we call them out as well. So we refer to them as tethers because they usually try to sneak in among us and blend in and go under the radar. And because none of you are warning us about your Sambo class and the tethers, we have to label them ourselves so that we can't let them undermine us.
Well, but so that is a problem because a lot of these FBA groups that I go into these days, the people in those groups do not delineate. And it is kind of similar to what, these white supremacists have been doing, where they label every African American person with a broad swath or a broad brush. And these people are going around now. It started getting to a point where people are threatening violence under the guise of those words, tethers, and things of that nature. And where I'm seeing it's going, it's becoming so divisive and so toxic. I wish there was a different word. Whether saying that people are sellouts, that is much better, and like specifically targeting those people, but not just saying everybody is a coon. And these people are not smart enough, as you think, to delineate because they are now threatening to beat up African people.
Okay, nobody's beat nobody up, okay? And what happens is people get
Yeah, just a lot of the anger babble. Family, a few more likes, thank you. Just like the video.
a couple of these rooms and they start talking crazy to each other, and then they start trying to scream fire. Nobody's beating up on any African folks, man. Nobody's doing that. But the problem is a lot of the divisiveness has been coming from the that side of the fence. A lot of people come over here and they already have these white supremacist views. If you want to talk about white supremacy, they come over here with the same views as the white supremacists because they want to come over here and get in good with the white supremacists. They come over here with all of these derogatory names for foundational Black Americans, even after we help them get here. And they're told in all different African countries, when you go over there to America, stay away from the Akata, stay away from the Jarirs, stay away from the Abids and all of these crazy terms, and find you some white people. That's the second part that people don't talk about. It's always stay away from the FBAs, but when you find some white people, boy, love on them like it's no tomorrow. So that's a major problem. And we as foundational Black Americans, we don't want to be undermined by foreigners because you guys don't let us go over there and do none of that stuff. So why should we allow foreigners to come do the same thing to us, sir?
I agree. Nobody should be undermined. But what I'm saying at the end of the day is that this rhetoric is sounding like people want to bully others because African Americans are more than Africans in the United States. And what I'm hearing is that they want to suppress and bully others. And there was a while back, some FBA man was telling, oh, Africans like bow down to me and say thank you type of rhetoric. And this is the point. Like,
What the
you
hell are you
guys are
talking
more
about?
than Africans in the United States. And what you say has like a huge consequence, whether you believe it or not. It has a huge consequence on these people in the streets. And a lot of people do not
Right,
understand
right.
this rhetoric.
Yeah, these guys with these asylum scams, refugee scams, and evacuee scams. Hey, yo, they really do that. They really pretend like these guys did some foulness and they about to get got, and they would use that as a refugee like type thing.
They just look at it. To you, it might seem like a joke, but to the people that are receiving it, it's emboldening people. Maybe somebody lost a job, or they feel like an African took a job away from them, or they just have this plain feeling that I've been oppressed, so let me do it to somebody else. It might seem like a joke, but on the ground, it doesn't translate that way.
Okay, but
It might turn to violence.
okay, but in these rooms, people say anything in these little chat rooms, and You feel what I'm saying? People make a lot of threats. I mean, there's been a lot of people. There's been a bunch of Somalians and Ethiopians talking about whooping my ass. Do you think I'm worried about some Somalian whooping my ass? You understand what I'm saying? I just don't take that seriously. And there's a lot of people just in these rooms trolling and talking. So a lot of it is a lot of rhetoric. But we just have to understand the general mindset that a lot of people have about us, foundational Black Americans. So a lot of FBA people are being reactive to a lot of this anti-FBA vitriol. Because look, let's be clear. These chat rooms, especially on Clubhouse and all of these other outlets, a lot of these non-FBA people, they've been doing this stuff for a long time, getting on these rooms, talking very greasy about us. This is a thing. We just haven't said anything about it. But in the last few weeks, we've been speaking out against it. Really only in the last few weeks. We don't really talk about immigrants because we don't really care. We got our own issues. But just in the last week, or two, the last couple of weeks, ever since that big Secure the Tribe Twitter space that popped off with 30,000 people, now people are kind of responding to the anti-FBA backlash. So now this has shaken up the world. Everybody's like, oh my God, what's going on? So at this point, we are getting some straightening going on. We're having some tough love where everybody's going to either have to get on the same page, everybody's going to have to hold their own nuts. But this whole thing where foundational Black Americans are doing all the heavy lifting while people are disrespecting, that's no longer an option. So I think that's where the vibe is going right now. That makes sense?
Yeah, I hear you. I hear what you're saying. But I still I don't agree with the rhetoric though. The rhetoric is just kind of is divisive and but I hear.
Okay, so nothing. So he hears them. He all that type of stuff, but it's still rhetoric is divisive. All right, dude. Whatever, man. Just move on.
What you're saying.
Right. But the rhetoric is divisive, especially coming from the people from the diaspora. The rhetoric is extremely divisive, and not only just the rhetoric, their actions. Because again, they come over here. A lot of folks come over here and go out of their way to distance themselves from us. We don't do that. You see, so you can't just point the finger at one side.
Yeah, and by the way, family, somebody earlier said something. I wanted to respond to it. They said we're replacing race with lineage. Exactly. That's why I said the whole race thing. No, if you're gonna do it, you're not gonna label it Black. You're gonna label it POAD. The same thing the African Union labels it. Black is reserved and preserved only for people of the lineage, right? American lineage to chattel slavery, Jim Crow, Black Reconstruction, all those beautiful things that shaped us.
And then ignore and enable the stuff that's going on your home field over there. You dig? So we got to be right and exact. But all right, but nobody's gonna harm you. I don't think nobody's gonna do anything to you, brother. You're gonna be safe. People are just kind of yanking your chain on some of these spaces, so you're gonna be good. All right, brother. Thank you so much. All right. The people are, a lot of these non-FBAs are just acting scared now. Nobody's gonna do nothing to you. Don't do that. Nobody's gonna do nothing to you. Now, who is this? Feet pick. Okay, who is this person? Invite. All right, who is this person? It sounds like a dude with feet pick. Okay.
Hey, how you doing, man?
What's going on, man? What's happening with you?
Just listening in. I want to chime into the conversation. Appreciate you having me, bro.
No doubt.
All right. No, I just wanted to ask you, like on a scale of 1 to 10, how like with 10 being the highest, how important reparations is to you on a scale of 1 to 10.
Oh, that's 10. That's extremely important. Very important.
Okay.
That's a 10. That's important.
Okay, great, and I feel I knew that would be the answer, and it's a 10 for me as well, bro.
Yeah,
But
no doubt.
and now, if it's a 10 for you, my thing is this. Earlier, you said to somebody that if they were to vote Republican, you really wouldn't argue with them about that or whatnot.
Right.
However, if reparations is a 10 to you, then I'm sure you pretty know it's many Republicans who are not on board with reparations, right?
A family, this is one of the weakest arguments that a stupid fool could make. Yeah, everybody wasn't on board for the Japanese internment reparations. Yeah, there's a lot. Everybody wasn't on board for civil rights, the movement to be passed in laws. Family, you don't need everybody to be on board for things to get done. And I hate this self-defeating argument. Oh, everybody got no, things get done. Things get done for many different reasons, political pressure and everything like that. So it's not just everybody got to be involved. Most people did not want us to get civil rights, by the way. All right. Most Americans didn't give a goddamn about foundation Black Americans receiving civil rights in any form, way, shape, or fashion. And everybody was not on board for that. So no, you don't need everybody on board. I hate that question.
Right.
We have Mitch McConnell on record saying that we have various representatives who are Republicans who are against it. So it's like any strategy, whether it's don't vote at all or vote Republican, that benefits Republicans, really pushes us further away from the reparation agenda here. And I said it because of the fact that we have more Democrats who are in favor of reparations than there are Republicans. So if we're looking for more if you try to find Republicans who are in favor of reparations, then it's like looking for a needle in a haystack.
Yeah, but we got time. See, we have time. That's the good thing. And the thing with the Democrats, not only do they not want to give it, we say that there are Democrats who want to. The Democrats don't want to give us reparations. They don't. If they did, they would have done it already. The Democrats want to come up with ways to create or continue the benign neglect policy where they undermine us. And what the Democrats are doing now, and this is the dangerous part, they're trying to figure out a way to give something to everybody and call it reparations. This is the new trick bag they're doing. So they want to do something like, well, we're going to give some housing vouchers and call that reparations, but we keep calling them out. See, that's going to undermine us. See, my thing is, I can deal with the Republicans. You just give me a straight up no. All right, cool. I'm going to put some stuff together to get a hard yes. You give me a hard no. Let's put some stuff together and some policies and some strategies together to get a hard yes. I don't want a fake yes from the Democrats. A fake yes is worse than a hard no. So the Democrats would do something like, well, we're going to give y'all reparations. Crack pipes. That's your reparations. They're so deceitful and contemptuous to foundational Black Americans. They're doing stuff like that already. They're doing stuff showing utter contempt for foundational Black Americans. And they want to undermine us the same way they did with affirmative action. Affirmative action was supposed to be something for foundational Black Americans. Then they said, hey, you know what? Instead of just giving it to Black people, let's give it to minorities, because Black people aren't the only people who's hurt. And who's the minority? White gay people, white Hispanics, Asians, white women, and everybody got a piece of it, and ultimately that undermined us. And when we said, hey, we need something, they can say, well, man, come on, we just gave you affirmative action. What else do you Negroes want? They're going to do the same thing with reparations if we let the Democrats play this game with us. They're going to let everybody get a piece of it, say that it's going to be for everybody who was aggrieved. And when we say, hey, damn, we need something, they'll say, well, hey, man, we gave y'all y'all begged for reparations. We gave it to you. So what more do you want? I mean, well, damn it, you just keep complaining. So the Democrats are the worst right now. Us pulling out of the process altogether would be the most strategic thing. We got time. We don't just grab a whack bag that's already flawed. If we're going to get something, let's take our time and make sure we get it the right way. And the Democrats, they can crash and burn to hell for all I care right now, because they are the worst. And we have time, so we're not in a rush. You feel me?
But it was the Republicans that kicked it off when they promised us the 40 acres and a mule, and then they took it back. They kicked the shit off, though.
And the Democrats were right along with it.
Yeah, this dude went back to Republicans in the 1860s. Family, I got a video in my video archives. It explains why and when did they change the party switch. I think the video is called the party switch, something like that. But family, y'all need to really learn about the party switch when Republicans start to go after the white racist votes, and the Democrats start to go after, you could say, or start to like speak in favor or have leniency or for Foundation Black Americans. So I got a video explaining why that happened, and it's pretty dope. But that's the party switch. So for him to talk about Republicans did something way back in 1860, dude, that Republican Party had a whole different agenda than the Republican Party today.
Them again, they shift parties.
The so-called racist party at that time was the Democratic Party.
Man, let's be very clear. The Republicans and Democrats, those are just little empty titles. These people will switch hats. The Confederate flag, as we know it, that's something that the so-called Democratic Party created. The Dixiecrats, they were running around with Confederate flags. And now who's running around with Confederate flags? The Republicans. Who's protecting these Confederate monuments? The Republicans. Unite the right. That's what they were doing. It was the right that was out there in Charlottesville protecting Confederate monuments that were initially Dixiecrat monuments. You understand? So it's birds of the same feather, man. So we shouldn't get caught up in that. I don't care what.
Which is two more reasons to not vote Republican. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
how? Because what's the difference between a Republican and a Democrat? They switch parties, man. They're one and the same. They're one and the same, brother.
all I know is that right now, this is the furthest that the reparation bill has gotten after it been not being looked into for so long. This is the furthest that's gotten. 23 Democrats voted for it. And guess how many Republicans did? A big fat zero. Any strategy
you talking
that
about
benefits them is not going to help us.
Sir, you talking about HR 40?
Yeah, I'm referring to the HR 40, yes.
HR 40 is a nothing burger.
Okay, yeah. He's definitely a certified demo coon. We know HR 40 was so much of a nothing burger. It took Dr. Sandy to Darity to come and rewrite it to where it's like worth reading again. Okay, but even before he took over it, it was rewritten over and over. And we're talking about H40 from Senator Conyers, I think his name was. When he introduced it, it like they were forced to rewrite it and redo it, and every time they were forced to rewrite and redo it, it became more watered down and worthless each time. So Dr. Sandy Darity had came and rewrote it, reintroduced it in a way where it's more readable because he from what I think, because I know he's 100% lineage based, so I think he reintroduced it with lineage based. I gotta fact check that, but I do know that Dr. Sandy Daddy is pro lineage based. So for this clown to say HR 40, we know he's dumb. Like, because I have a question for like people like him, and the question is, are you dumb? We don't need to ask that. We know he's dumb. We know he didn't learn anything about HR 40, know nothing about it. It's a big fat nothing burger.
That's not no reparation. That's to study. That's something.
I know.
It's a nothing burger. That is nothing.
I'm aware of that, but what it is that once we get past that, the study, and then the necessary modifications can be made if we get behind the candidates who are in support of it,
plebiscite,
such as Cory Booker.
Plebiscite, Cory. I know you didn't say Cory Booker. Really, did you just say Cory Booker's name, bro?
Cory Booker, Sheila Lee, the people who are behind the reparations, we should get behind. We should get more people who are in support of that. Because if we try to find,
this Democrat babble, I'm not into that. So family, I know at least 20 people didn't like the video. Gotta like the video, family. It don't take much to like the video. And look, I didn't bug you the whole video. I'm saying it now. Like the video. Real easy to do. And everybody who's new today, make sure you like the video, subscribe. click the notification bells when I go live again late evening like I did today. Now I'm gonna try to get it popping really early in the morning, like back to my 7 o'clock a.m. Live. All right. So like the video if you didn't. Let's get the likes up. Few you guys didn't like. Subscribe, notification bell, and if you are willing and able, you can send a super chat or a cash app. If you are willing and able, all right. Everybody's not in that position. So, but here's some motivation for you.
We have to start supporting ourselves. We have to add value to our content and our voices.
Hey, hey, haters gone, hate supporters done it. Haters gone, hate supporters done it. Support on your own, don't support one of them clones. I'm really one of them ones. I'm really in my they dumb. Cash app, $sign on box rhyme. Hey, 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 hey. Haters gone, hate supporters done it. Hey, 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 hey. Haters gone, hate supporters done it. Hey, support on your own, don't support one of them clones. I'm really one of them ones. I'm really in my they dumb. Cash app, $sign on box rhyme. I'm really real one of them. I'm really him, I'm really out here standing on 10. Like and subscribe, thumbs up the video. I'm really real one of them. I'm really him, I'm really out here standing on 10. Like and subscribe, thumbs up the video. Haters gone, hate supporters done it. Haters gone, hate supporters done it. Support on your own, don't support one of them clones. I'm really one of them ones. I'm really him, how they dumb. Cash app, $sign on box rhyme. Haters gone, hate supporters done it. Haters gone, hate supporters done it. Support on your own, don't support one of them clones. I'm really one of them ones. I'm really him, how they dumb. Cash app, $sign on box rhyme. I'm really real one of them. I'm really him, I'm really out here standing on 10. Like and subscribe, thumbs up the video. I'm really real one of them. I'm really him, I'm really out here standing on 10. Like and subscribe, thumbs up the video. Haters gone, hate supporters done it. Haters gone, hate supporters done it. Support on your own, don't support one of them clones. I'm really one of them ones. I'm really him, how they dumb. Cash app, $sign on box rhyme. Haters gone, hate supporters done it. Haters gone, hate supporters done it. Support on your own, don't support one of them clones. I'm really one of them ones. I'm really him, how they dumb. Cash app, $sign on box rhyme. Please don't hate on it. Please support on it, on it. I'm really one of them ones. I'm really him, how they dumb. Cash app, $sign on box rhyme. Cash app, $sign on box rhyme.
Yeah, nothing about us is African. I mean, again, that's not saying anything. You know, that's like saying a white person, "Hey, you're European." They're like, "Okay, okay." But the difference is, family, is that when we do our 23andMe, well, first of all, the question is, how are we African? And then they'll say, "Well, you got African ancestry." Yeah, we do. We got a whole bunch of other folks in there. Are we walking around saying we're Irish, Scottish, German, or whatever, British, because that's in our DNA? So we're not going to single out Africa either. You dig? And that's what makes us FBA. Our ethnogenesis has a combined multi, it's diverse. You dig? Our ethnogenesis got a diverse portfolio. There's a whole bunch of folks in there. And we're not going to single one out and say we're that. All of it makes us FBA. And by the way, where's the African flag? I'm still waiting for that one. We're African, but nobody else is African. Because Zimbabwean is from Zimbabwe, Jamaica's from Jamaica, Haitian from Haiti, but we're the only African. Literally, we're the only African. African is a term for people that don't have a home. And there's no such thing as that person. Everybody got a homeland. All right. And ours is America. Ethnogenesis happened here, just like people ethnogenesis happened in their homeland and they're named after that land. All right. It's not rocket science over here. We're not African. That's nothing. Nobody is. Everybody's from a country. And or tribe or tribe. And it just made up terms to keep us lost. And as a result, those made up terms that you heard tonight, people sitting there like, well, no, I don't think I need to acknowledge and give value to my specific lineage. I'm just in love with everybody. I was like, okay, all right. So family, we got a super chat. We got FBA delineating for life, 100% right there. We got Queen. Hold on here. Let me give you a full. We got Queen Nurse in the building, family. All right, so check out now, family. I'm out of here. I'm gonna try to do an early live tomorrow, 7 a.m. That's the goal. All right, that's at least my goal. Let's see if I can pull it off. Peace, family. I appreciate y'all. Have a great night.